kind of, because of this maybe kind of lack of talking, especially about financial topics, is there something regarding finances that you wish you would have known earlier?
I mean, the big thing is I wish I knew to buy Bitcoin in 2011.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I mean, sure, me too, man. But like,
That's one of my biggest regrets, if you can call it like that.
oh, it's fine, leave it.
That's one of the big things which I wish I knew earlier.
Okay.
Not necessarily, there's a lot of things I could have done differently, but I was always very lucky with what I did with my money and my investments and stuff. And I started investing in stocks, ETFs, and cryptos just after I turned 18. So there was not really a possibility to do it earlier, to be honest. Maybe I should have chosen things differently, because my first investment was like, this coin looks cool, I like the color, let's buy it. And luckily I did the right thing, because it went up a bit. And of course, I mean, like, you put in $100 and you're like, whoa, I'm rich, I have $110 now. It was not a lot of money, but still, if I think back on how I chose this investment, it's like, you stupid SOB, But I think it was a good experience to make, to learn, because I also had experience where it went to zero just right after I bought it. And it was not a lot of money. It's just like these little learning experiences. But coming back to your question, what would I wish to knew earlier? I think to jump on or to get on hypes faster.
Okay.
Because a hype is a real thing. Mm-hmm. And as long as you wait and it goes up is the time you lose money. Mm-hmm. Or you're not making money. I had multiple things I kind of missed. One of them was...
Don't say GameStop.
Yeah, it was GameStop. Where I was browsing through Reddit and I read the whole thing before it exploded. And I was like, damn, that would be cool. I should buy some of it. And then I forgot it. I don't know, went to the gym or to the toilet or to work or whatever. And 2 months later was like, bam, I'm like, no. So I think sometimes it's very good to trust your gut. Mm-hmm. And to just join some hypes. You don't have to throw in a lot of money, because I was an apprentice. I didn't have a lot of money. But if I would have just put in $100, it might would have been 200. It's a small thing. And of course, there's going to be taxes and deductions and blah, blah, blah. But you learn and you get experience in how to do it and trust your gut and build the gut. And I think I should have done that more. Mm-hmm. Because I have a few experiences where I was like, yeah, I should have. And I also have some experience where yeah, I bought it and yes, luckily I did, or shit, you went to zero. But I think, sorry for brabbling, but going back to the question, getting on hypes if my gut tells me to.
Okay.
And not just saying, yeah, it's only a hype, it's gonna be over soon, let's not do it, because it's a hype and I'm not hyping. So just trust your gut and do it sometimes. Not all the times, you're gonna be broke, but every now and then.
I just wanted to say, I mean, your gut feeling is one thing, but it could also go the exact opposite direction.
Yeah.
If you're investing in stocks, this might go very wrong.
Absolutely. But also there I have a lot of opinions on what to invest in, but yeah. But maybe before we go there, do you see anything now you didn't see 10 years ago?
In terms of personal finances?
Cash, money, investments. Just if you think about how to make big buck.
How to make big buck, I guess, buy Bitcoin in 2011. No. I mean, for me, what I kind of low-key regret is not investing earlier, because I always assumed if I just put my money in a savings account, then that would be fine enough. Turns out it isn't, because even as a student with kind of beneficial interest rates on savings accounts, you get maybe 1%.
Which is
year,
nothing.
Which is basically nothing. It doesn't even correct for inflation. That's definitely a big thing. Even if it's just to maintain the value of your money, because it will devalue based on inflation or just currency devaluation. I'm not sure whether you can make big bucks with it. I guess it also depends what you invest in, whether you jump on a hype and you're really lucky and it turns out to be the right call, or if you kind of bet on the wrong thing, or I don't know. So there's so many factors that don't necessarily guarantee success, and you can also gamble quite a bit, I feel like, when you're trading stocks or investing in that regard, but that's something I regret a bit, not investing earlier. Because it's just kind of, if you even have a little dividend and kind of a little interest on your investment, that will add up over time. And if I started 10 years ago, which I didn't...
Then compound interest.
You have compound interest, right? So that's one thing, and kind of the other thing maybe would be that bankers work for the bank, they don't work for you. So if you want to make big bucks investing, then don't go through like an actively managed fund, unless you really don't give a shit and you have too much money anyway. But if you pay like some management fee, a certain percentage, then you kind of lose a lot of what you earned. So that's maybe also one way to avoid to make big bucks. I don't know, but...
And I also think like ETFs are good. I'm invested in them. But honestly, I'm not in the point in my life, sadly, where I can just throw money in ETF and it's going to be enough. My opinion, I always invested extreme high risk, diverse, but extreme high risk, because most people are not going to get rich with working, and therefore you're not going to have the amount of money to throw in a safe investment to get enough money out of it to live off of it. So basically, I see only one way to get a massive amount of cash, to be honest, going extreme high risk and being lucky AF.
I guess, but you have to be really lucky as well. Because if you go very high risk, then that high risk can... Like high risk, high reward, but also high risk, high losses, right?
Yeah, right.
It can go both ways.
I mean, my worst nights I lost a lot of money, but there's also other nights I won a lot of money. But it's like there's ups and downs.
Have you seen, it's kind of gone viral on Wall Street Bets Germany, the guy who lost 192K? Have you seen that?
No, I didn't know there's a Wall Street Bets Germany. I only know the other one.
So yeah, it can go very wrong. I mean, he's become a bit of a meme now, but...
But on the other hand, for some people, 192K is like pocket change, and they're like, whatever, you know?
If most people are not in a position where they can go kind of for the safe investment route, then make enough money of it, and they kind of, in your opinion, have to go the high risk route, and something like this happens, very bad.
Yeah, but if you can invest in 192K, I think then you're on a different... I think there is some money around. I mean, I'm talking about when you can invest 5K. If you can invest 5K and you get 1% out of it, then you can also shove it up your ass. I mean, sorry to say.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. I think the problem is that maybe some people see it as kind of gambling, and what I assume kind of the two of us do is kind of invest in ETFs or stocks, and then the worst case scenario is basically end up with zero if the stock has no value anymore. But there's also kind of all these other financial products that I'm not kind of educated enough to deal with or to speculate with, that I think many people are, and then you can really lose more than you actually invested. So I guess that's when it becomes a bit dangerous, and you try to be like risky, not just invest in a trending stock like I'd buy some GameStop shares, but actually like, I don't know what it's called in English.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
I know what I mean.
I know what I mean.
An 50er Hebel or something like this.
Yeah, but there's also like you can buy it where you leverage what you have and you have like a loss prevention.
True.
But there you also don't have as much upside. But at the end of the day, I think only invest what you're ready to lose and make sure you cannot lose more than you invest. Everything I invested in the last 9 years is for me lost money. That's like money I'm never going to see again, because it's still in the system or in a coin or in a stock. Even though I own some Apple stocks, I'm like, never going to see the money again because Apple's going to explode. I don't know. And as soon as it's back on my bank account, then it's available. But before that, it's lost money, it's a lost cause, never going to see again.
But I guess this is also how you should approach losses, I guess, because you only kind of realize a loss or a win once you basically cash it out.
Yeah.
Before that, it's just a paper win or a paper loss.
And you have to decouple the emotions from the number. If you invest $10, 10,000 or 10 million, it should be always the same. because in my worst night, we have to beep this, I lost.
Holy shit, dude.
So within 10 hours.
Holy fucking shit, I need a drink.
You know,
Sip some water. God.
that was my worst night. And I think that was a very big learning, because before that happened, I was always checking my portfolio. I was always checking in like every 2 hours. I woke up during the night checking 2 cents up. Oh my God, I'm going to be rich. 4 cents down. Holy cow. Right? And now I'm like, yeah, portfolio is 50% down, whatever, it's crypto. You know, you get this kind of relaxed, and I had to get mentally into a state where I'm like, I don't give a shit about this money. It's gone. Doesn't matter if it goes to 1 billion or to 0. The same worth. Of course, if it goes to 1 billion, I might take some money out, but you know what I mean. And this decoupling of the emotion to the number took an intensive situation, which helped me to say, okay, I have to decouple and just assume all money is lost and never turn back. I just changed my mind.